Hey everybody. So I want to talk about the sneaky foe that is self-sabotage. I look at self-sabotage as self-protection. When we look at relationships or job opportunities, etc., that we have sabotaged either by not showing up in our best self or putting in our best effort, whatever that looks like, perhaps ghosting on the situation or preemptively deciding that it wasn't going to work out without giving it actual time and evidence to really know that, we can say that we're self-sabotaging. But what I see it from a trauma-informed perspective is self-protection. Because there is, first of all, like this brain, right, that you have, that I have, that we all have. And our brain's main job is to keep us safe, right? This part of our brain that has been there forever and ever is constantly scanning for threats and cues of danger, is constantly assessing if things are safe or not safe without us even having to think about it. And what our little threat detector, our limbic system part of our brain thinks is that same is safe and different is dangerous. So even if same sucks, and it's your same sucky job or the same sucky friends or the same sucky kind of relationships, this part of the brain thinks, well, it hasn't killed you yet, so let's just keep doing it. This part of the brain also thinks that the patterns and the things that you've been doing up until this point have served to keep you alive this far, so why change? So we can look at something that we might judge about ourselves, like people pleasing, or having a difficult time like stating and then holding our boundaries. But if we look back at our history, we can see where maybe that pattern or that behavior served us to function in a dysfunctional family, or in past dysfunctional relationships or toxic work cultures. And so our brain thinks we gotta like keep doing the same thing we've always done because it's quote unquote worked. Well, it's kept us alive up until this point. But these patterns rarely help us create when they're rooted in as a trauma response, as an adaptation or survival adaptation that we made to survive, even succeed in a dysfunctional, toxic, even harmful situation. These behaviors often do not serve us in our highest and best good in getting to the goals and the career and the kind of relationships that we want. So a lot of people come to work with me and they say, I feel like I'm in an internal battle. Like some part of me wants to start dating or wants to apply for a promotion or wants to, I don't know, like travel, and I've never traveled before. And then some other part of my brain is like talking shit, or it's like, that's a dumb idea, or who do you think you are? Or I just get these big responses in my body of fear, of panic, or shutdown, and I lose motivation. And so they feel like there's like two parts of them inside. And it's very true. Like there's your wise, resourced, higher self, adult self, however you want to think about that. And then there's this part of your brain that's just doing what a brain does. So when we look at self-sabotage in this context of self-protection, that, oh, I bail on things, or I don't give things a chance, or I don't really, put my best effort in or jump in 2 feet, it is likely that you are defaulting onto some old survival patterns, survival behavior that either you did or you saw people do growing up, because your brain thinks that it is better for you to just not apply for that job than to apply and not get it. Because if you don't get it, there's an old story there that your brain is perceiving is going to be true. And it is going to feel really bad. So your brain is like, let's not even open that can of worms. Just in this example, there's a couple of stories. Like if you don't get a job you apply for. It can mean that you're a failure because if you didn't get like all A's growing up, then your parents said that you were dumb or didn't try hard enough or a failure, even though you may have tried your best. You might take it as just, feeling disappointed and have a really hard time sitting with those feelings of disappointment without wanting to like drink a lot or eat a lot or something to kind of numb those feelings. So in that case, we want to work on building your window of tolerance to like sit with that discomfort. And you are an adult now. You can like rationally understand that just because you don't get a job you apply for doesn't mean like you're completely a waste of a human being, and it's like this wholesale condemnation of who you are. You intellectually could understand that I can feel disappointed, and it doesn't mean I'm going to spontaneously combust and like die if I feel disappointed. But this part of your brain is looking out for that younger wounded part of you that, felt so much shame when they made a mistake or weren't perfect, or felt so overwhelmed like with disappointment or watching, their parent not be able to manage and navigate that feeling. So it just feels like really big and scary because your brain only knows, to predict the future based off of your past actual lived experiences. So it's not like completely a mindset issue here, because there are very valid reasons why you have this programming, you have this whole library of evidence. It is called, oh my gosh, I couldn't think of it yesterday either. Neural expectancy. Okay. It's like a research thing that, our brain just expects the same thing to happen that has always happened. And it's going to do funny little things to kind of prove that's true and it's going to end up in a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I hope that this helped if you're feeling like you've got that internal battle going on, or that you're stuck in some kind of pattern of self-sabotage. I gave you a lot of information in this video. So if you notice you start to like check out or feel flooded or anxious, definitely go back and like rewatch it or break it up into sections and take notes. You're more than welcome to drop in questions. And if you want to process something deeper on this Thursday is our all access tier Q&A call at 4:00 Pacific. I will be posting on Tuesday it's a type form where you can submit your questions to be answered on the call. If you cannot attend the call live, I will get to your question either on the call, or I will do a recording after the call and then post that audio recording. All right, everybody, I'm sending you so much love. Happy May, and we'll talk soon.